Hi everyone, thank you for being with me today to talk to a post that I've made this week, which also relates to what I've been experiencing in my life, but also had conversations with others who are experiencing the same right now. The microphone might be a bit trapped. It's all of a sudden got really noisy outside. I've got a window just up here, so I'm sat on the floor. So I wanted to talk to this because it's a lot things that a lot of us are experiencing, and it's really important right now that we're paying attention to what we're experiencing, the triggers that are coming up for us, and allowing ourselves to feel it, and being authentic in who we are and how we're expressing ourselves and how we're showing up in the world. So I really wanted to talk to that. I've been guided to do it. That's the way I do videos and things these days, is when I'm urged and given a nudge to do something or share something, there's quite often a message or something in there that somebody needs to hear, or somebody's, that is going to help someone. So if this helps you, let me know, it would be great. Or if you resonate with anything that I say. So I'll do a bit of reading from the post, but I'll also sort of elaborate as I feel guided to. So the post was with a graphic that says, people who trigger us to feel a negative emotion are messengers. People who trigger us to feel a negative emotion are messengers. They're reminding us of the unhealed parts of our being. So I went on to say, this can be a tough one to remember when you're experiencing the emotion that the messenger triggered. They may be in your life now, a partner, a friend, parent or loved one, or they may appear on the world stage as a person. Things that are happening in the world, circumstance or experience that triggers something in us. So things in our outer world basically can trigger something within us, and that comes in the form of, the messenger might not just be a person, it might be a circumstance or something that you see on the news, or on or something that you're watching on YouTube, or anything. And we also then will quite often label, if it makes us feel emotional, we quite often label it as negative. And this is not the case. It's not always negative. Anything that's triggered within us is a messenger for an unhealed part of us, something that's coming up because it wants to be seen. I quite often describe it as the inner child tugging at your leg, going, see me, hear me, look, are you ready to listen yet? Are you ready to listen yet? I need to look at this now, I need to look at this now, and they're not giving up, and they might go quiet for a little while you get on and do life, but then they'll come back and be like, are you ready yet? Are you ready yet? I'm still here, you need to look at me. So, and they need validation and they need acknowledgement, so that's really important, and a lot of this is coming up in our experiences right now, so that we can look at it. And in the circumstances that we're in our outer world, a lot of us are locked down or restricted or whatever in some way, and this is also a messenger for us to look at those parts within us that are feeling or being triggered as a result of what's happening to us, because it's also happening within us. So went on to say, we label it negative because it feels uncomfortable, challenging, painful, and quite often makes us react as our brain tells us there's a threat and we need to protect ourselves. Or the child tugging at the leg, this is something to look at, this is something to look at. So it can also be an opportunity. We're now in a time in our human experience where once these emotions come up and we allow ourselves to experience them without judgment, without labeling them as negative or positive or whatever, it's energy, it's consciousness that's coming up to be felt, to be experienced within our physical body. Individually, as a collective, we're going through this process that's known as the Ascension Process, and it's a shift from 3D dimensional energetic frequency, for those of you who may not be so aware of that, to 5D, which is it's the 3, 4 and 5 dimensional energetic frequency. And 4D is the bridge of experience, so the transition, where this is where all of these things are coming up, and we're transitioning and integrating and transforming from within us first. We release and purge from within, and we see our lives transform without. So as within, so without. What is happening within us, we see the ripple effects of it, or we see it, we experience it outside of ourselves, with ourselves and with the collective. So we have our microcosm experience, which is within us, with what we experience, and the macrocosm is what we see outside of us and on the world stage. So I'm referring it to a film or a movie. Imagine you're watching a film or movie, and although it may be a story about one particular character or person, as the viewer you can see all others' roles, why they need to be there to support or trigger the hero, and that every single experience in that movie or circumstance they find themselves in has a reason and a purpose in their story. As the viewer, you watch without attachment and experience the emotions that come up for you without judgment, because it's happening out there on the screen in the film or movie, and you enjoy the journey. In the film or movie, and you enjoy the journey, you allow yourself to feel. So you're going with them on this journey, you're in the movie with them, and quite often you can be triggered, but you allow, because it's not directly happening to you, it would seem, you're watching the movie, you allow yourself to enjoy the journey with that character, whether they're going, what you might perceive in the movie as them going through something bad or sad or whatever, it triggers that emotion in you, but you allow yourself to feel it, because it's not, you've got no attachment to it. You have an empathy with the character, and can identify with them, but haven't got a direct attachment to that, and so they're not doing, the people in the movie aren't doing anything to you. You've got no attachment there. So you know that all these experiences, though condensed, are part of the hero's story, and every single bit of it serves a purpose. Quite often we even congratulate the baddie or the person who presents our hero most challenge or pain for playing their part so well, and glory in the beautiful feeling of liberation and redemption of all our hero has overcome in remembering who they really are. So you see through the film and their story that all of those challenges, even the most painful, challenging things that brought them to their knees, has been part of their journey of self-discovery and of awakening to what's happening within them, who they are. I did write a post back along about the hero's journey, which is really what we're all on. This journey of self-discovery and self-mastery, and this is why we're here. And also at the moment when things seem so chaotic and are triggering us one way or another outside of ourselves, we're also being given the opportunity to go within and to allow ourselves to feel whatever that is, to pay attention to the little child that's tugging at your leg, but also to do it with compassion for ourselves and love and care, nurturing the child, holding space for them, loving them and hearing them, acknowledging them, validating them. What is it? And we're given the opportunity to reparent ourselves, to go back to and look at those traumas and wounds and why they might be coming up for us right now. Why have we been triggered? Why are we reacting rather than responding to what this messenger is presenting with us in our life? So it's an opportunity, even when it feels challenging and hard and, like I say, brings us to our knees. It's an opportunity to look at it and to feel it without judgment or attachment to the story and what that person may be, or that circumstance may be, because that's not who you really are. You are not your traumas, you are not your wounds, you are not your, the story. You are you experiencing the story. So now apply that to your own life. You are experiencing from your own perspective, only yours. Only you know what your experiences have been and what they felt like for you. Only you have memories of people, places or circumstances from your unique perspective. If you've shared an experience with another, whether you would label it as a positive or negative, only you have seen, experienced and felt it from your perspective. And the only person you have a responsibility for is you. We can't change or make somebody else see it from our way. And you might be watching exactly the same movie. You might be sharing exactly the same experience in the same room at the same time, but both people or all the people sharing that experience are all seeing it and feeling it from their own perspective. And that's a really important thing to remember, because the chaos of the world right now and the polarity and the opposing views and beliefs and things collapsing, it seems, around us, is also that sort of collapsing within us as we are transitioning and moving across this 4D bridge to allow ourselves to feel and come back to our own knowing, our own heart. And this is the opportunity that we're being given right now. So release. I invite you to surrender to the process and your process and your heart remembering. Release attachments to the narrative, the stories you've been the centre of and perhaps been programmed to believe of yourself and the world around you. Is that your truth? Notice in your own body if one of these messengers has triggered something within you. It's an opportunity to feel, and when you allow yourself to feel, you begin to heal. So I say it to my kids, I say it to clients, I say it to friends, family. You've got to feel it to heal it. And I've experienced that myself. Transitioned and moving them when you resist, when you've still got the child tugging at your leg and you're not paying attention. They're tugging at your leg because there's something that you need to look at and recognise. And when you're in resistance and you keep saying, go away, go away, go away. No, don't want to look at it, don't want to deal with it. Or you think that you've done a certain level of healing and all of a sudden there's a tug at your leg. And, obviously that's a metaphor for whatever it's coming up within you emotionally. It's an opportunity to look and to not resist and to allow yourself to go there. And the thought of going there is almost worse than actually allowing yourself to go there. Because once you do that, even if it's when you're on your knees, some people experience a dark night of the soul, or perhaps a tower moment of something that you've just got clobbered with that you weren't expecting or ready for. All of these are all the triggers that, when we find ourselves in a circumstance or faced with a person or in a confrontational situation or something, even if it's a conversation on one of the social media sites or something that, that triggers something in you, it's still an opportunity to heal that, your own trauma. You are not your trauma or the experiences that you've had. It's an opportunity to look at it, to go within. What is this? What is and hold your little person, hold your inner child, and have compassion and love for them and care for them as you would your own child or a niece or nephew or grandchild, whatever you feel is appropriate for you to allow this for yourself. What you're feeling. So pay attention to what you're feeling and where in your body are you feeling it. Be truthful and honest with yourself, even if it's ugly, and own it. So own your shit. Own it, even if I had a conversation with my daughter the other day. There was something that came up for her, and she was going, yeah, but it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter. She's pushing it away. How do you actually feel in this moment, right now? Even if it might be that you're judging, or that you are, feeling angry, or whatever it is towards someone or a circumstance or situation, allow yourself to feel it, and without judgment, have compassion for the child. Allow yourself to feel it, and own it. Own the fact that you're feeling it. Yeah, I'm jealous. Yeah, I'm judging. Yeah, I'm angry. Yes, I'm bitter, and I'm, and all of these things are coming up quite a lot for people right now, because the world that we've known is not as it was at all, and nobody predicted this. Our worlds have been turned upside down right now, but it is also an opportunity, and in this ascension shift, we're being given the opportunity to go within, to look at these traumas and wounds and hold space for ourselves. Love yourself through, without judgment or thinking it needs to be done any other way than it is right now in the moment of experience. Allow yourself to be in it. Surrender to the moment. Listen to the child tugging on your leg, or pay attention to the messenger that's come to you and triggered whatever it is that has been triggered within, and have a look at it and be honest and own it, and be kind to yourself, hold space for you, and be compassionate. And love yourself through. Let yourself feel. If you need to crawl under a duvet for a bit and cry it out. Energies this week have been really intense. I've heard various people refer to it in different ways of what's happening, sharing their personal experiences, and but also metaphorically picturing what's actually happening within us and in the world around us right now. We are going through a collective shift, and the most important thing is that we pay attention to ourselves and be authentically us in the world as we are, warts and all, and allow ourselves to be that, allow ourselves to have our own experience from our own perspective. And if that means that you're a bit of a shit show one day, then that's absolutely fine and perfect. And you don't need to be or do or have anything other than that. So I hope that's helped. There's a couple of really good things that if you've got Netflix or whatever, things that sort of are good for the a shift in consciousness and awareness, to watch, and things that I've definitely enjoyed. I love it. I've just power watched the OA, it's called. Absolutely love it, and I watched it before and then was just moved to watch it again with what I've been experiencing this week, and it's just brilliant, and takes you on that journey. Quite often when we do watch a movie or a film, because our brains don't know the difference between what's actually happening, it triggers those emotions within us. So we don't necessarily need to experience that ourselves, but it gives us the release and the experience doing it without attachment, without judgment, in the journey that we go on with the character in the film. So or the series or whatever. So the OA is a really good one. The Truman Show, which I'm sure you've probably seen before, but that's another good one to sort of understand the matrix and the things that are happening with us right now, and again his own personal journey and being watched and all of that. So that's a really good one. And yeah, and music. So, and pay attention to any little signs that you're getting of music, or guided for things to watch, or you know, even watching this YouTube video, you've been guided here for a reason. So there's, you know, you might take what resonates and leave the rest, but take whatever the gem is and use it for you. It's your journey. I'm with you on it. Thank you for being here, and keep shining your bright light. You've got this, and shine authentically as only you can. Huge love and take care. See you soon.